Jello there, H+III+T to boot that dang on time. Let me start out by saying that it's Nick's tape, even when it ain't. It's Nick's tape, even when it ain't. But that's a basket of neither here nor there. I'm going to try and look at the actual camera this time and not be conceited and stare at myself. That's a basket of neither here nor there. I'm calling this video, and my bad for posting a lot of videos in a short amount of time. I'm just, when you, I'm not going to go into that. We'll talk about that on Survey Sunday. But, I'm calling this dang on video the Drake journey, and it's from my point of view. If you want to make a video like this, feel free to, just how you've seen Drake grow over time. We talked about this when we reviewed the Jungle short movie thing he dropped, like right after. If you're reading this, it's too late, and I haven't done a video on it. I talk about it all the time with El Phoenix, but I don't think I've ever made a video on it, so I figured, why not go ahead and make a video on it. I remember, and I'm not that old, I'm like 21, but I remember back in the dang on day, back in like 2009-ish or whatever, the first time I freaking heard of Drake. And this isn't the first time a lot of people have, but it's when I did. And I'm not going to lie about it. It was the summer that Michael Jackson died. And I was listening to the radio all summer because I wanted to hear the updates or whatever, like what happened. That was a really sad summer. Summer of 2009, I believe. And there were two songs on the radio that I felt like were a little bit overplayed, but were kind of catchy. That was Every Girl by Young Money and dang on Best I Ever Had by Drake. And Successful, sorta, but Best I Ever Had was really getting a push at that time. And I remember saying to myself, who is Drake? And like how does he think his brand is gonna do anything? Because there's obviously like Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. He's more popular than this guy. That's a bad strategy as far as your brand goes, bro. Little did I know that this guy would go from, and I know a lot of you guys remember this, a lot of my older Severheads, some of the younger ones, I don't think you guys really remember this, but Drake was that guy with the bushy eyebrows who nobody took seriously, who ran around with Lil Wayne. You remember that? He was always breaking his he was breaking his leg at concerts. You remember that? Everybody was like, who is this Drake guy? I don't remember the whole draft thing and how, like, Young Money got him. I've gone back on, like, Lil Wayne HQ, and apparently that was a huge deal. I've always known Drake as being with Young Money. I never watched Degrassi back in the day. I do now, but I didn't watch it back in the day, so I didn't even know who freaking Drake was. But I think the first time I ever really sat down and said, let me give Drake a chance, an old friend of mine, he told me to look up this tape. And this was when Wayne was in jail. And he was either in jail or he had just got out. I can't remember the exact dates, but it was in high school. Somebody told me to look up a mixtape called Comeback Season and something called Room for Improvement. And I was like, what the jive is that? And I look it up, and this is Drake guy. And I'm like, is this corny dude from the Sprite commercials who takes a swig of some Sprite and turns into a robot? Y'all remember that, like, really corny Drake commercial that used to have, like, extra forever on there? You know, last name, greatest first, something, like a sprained ankle, I'm not known to play. I haven't heard that song in years. But, so I'm checking it out, and the presentation comes on. It's a shake up the world, that is what I am about to do. And homie ain't even on my altitude. I was like, who is this? Like a homie turned blood, I came out the blue. They like, dang, where's Drake? Wait, who's Drake? Where's Wheelchair Jimmy at? I'm like, who is freaking Drake? And I'm listening, and I'm like, you know, this guy's on point more than a little bit. I listened to Thank Me Later, which had just dropped, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, you know, this guy ain't that bad. The Renaissance, you promised me you would never change. Oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, that old Drake, I'm talking like over Drake, like, you know what I mean? Back in the day, Find Your Love Drake. And I was really vibing with this guy. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe Drake ain't so bad. But nobody was really taking him all the way serious. Then y'all remember when I'm On One dropped? You feel me? When I'm On One first dropped, and Drake pretty much, I mean, that was probably his song. Then Trust Issues dropped. And I remember that was the first time I ever got mad at Drake, because I was like, who are you trying to fool? You can't take a song and then come out with your own version of it and think we're not going to know that's the same song. But there's a whole backstory for that I didn't know. Then Marvin's Room dropped. I didn't like Marvin's Room at first, but after about a week, I was really messing with that song because I was kind of going through the same thing personally. This is going to be a long video, my bad. But Marvin's Room dropped. I was really liking that song. A lot of people kind of fell off of Drake at that point. They were like, oh, he's singing. He ain't no rapper, blah, blah, blah. But then when everybody switched up, and I would like to proudly say that I was still messing with him during the Marvin's Room thing, then he dropped Headlines. And I think that's when everyone collectively said, it's time. That whole Take Care saga, all the songs he was dropping, Make Me Proud, even the ones that didn't make the album, which I was disappointed at because I wanted a clean version of, is it Free Spirits? I haven't heard that song in a while. And dang on Paradise, I think? Club Paradise. Club Paradise. I love those songs. I was so ready for Drake at that point. Pause. When Take Care dropped, I was like, see, like, I was already a Drake fan, so when Take Care dropped, it wasn't like he proved anything to me. He was continuing to prove why he was going to be great someday, and at that point, that's when he kind of started to run things or whatever. So when I say things like, I don't like, if you're reading this, it's too late, when I say things like, I wasn't messing with nothing was the same except for the singles, I say that because I can say from a logistic fan point of view, I've been following Drake for quite some time. You feel me? Like, not from the OG beginning, but from about 2010, which is more than a lot of people in my current generation can say. So that's why I'm so hard on Drake, because I know what he's capable. I grew up with Drake. Like how you guys are obsessed with Kendrick Lamar. Drake is my Kendrick Lamar. He was that new guy who came out, who nobody was really in that lane, with the exception of Kanye. But Kanye came out of that whole thing. We haven't heard another 808s and Heartbreak for quite some time, so that's my Kendrick Lamar. That's why I'm so freaking hard on Drake, because I know what he's capable of. And even though, yeah, energy goes harder than a little bit, you know, every now and again I might run through the six with my woes, but I expect more from him. That's why I was happy when Back to Back dropped. I didn't want to post a video about it because everybody was talking about it, but Back to Back, 5 a.m. in Toronto, was that it? I think that's the name of the song. Dang on, Draft Day. Those are the songs I gravitate to more because I know Drake is capable of that kind of music. So when he gives us songs like Charged Up, I'm like, can you stop teasing us, please? Pause. But that's neither here nor there. Long story short, I just wanted to share my personal Drake journey, and I'm actually very proud. I might talk a lot of trash, but I'm actually very proud of Drake. He's come a long way. You guys know I'm the same way with Nicki Minaj. And believe it or not, Tyga too. I'm really proud of these guys because I remember these guys were the cornball, goofy characters that were rolling around with Lil Wayne for quite some time. Now look at them. You know what I mean? Who would think Tyga would be popular enough to have a reality show nowadays? You know what I mean? And look at what Nicki's become. So, I just wanted to share that dang on story. This is a long video, my bad, but I don't think you guys care. I think you guys like my longer videos, but that's neither here nor there. Leave your Drake story down below in the comments, or your Nicki story, or any type of Young Money. If you want to talk about Wayne, cool. But leave your story down below of an artist you've been messing with for a really long time, and you're honestly pretty dang on proud of looking back on. But that's the best good, neither here nor there. Like, comment, subscribe, H+III+T. If you want to make a video, go ahead. Just tweet it to me, send it to me, leave it down in the comments or whatever. Yeah. See you guys later. I gotta go to dang on class. No, you know what? Do I? What day is it? Let me check and see if I have to. See y'all later.